happening, everyone? We are back. We are back, at least for one more day. For a quick one, Vegas is coming up. A lot of time to spend some time with a lot of great community members out there. However, before we do that, and before everyone gets to chill and relax and just enjoy the nonstop winning we've had for at least the last couple weeks in this ecosystem, got to talk about PulseX. Shout out to PulseX, by the way. Friend of the channel. I certainly hope so. Actually, this question came up in one of the threads too. And I don't know if I covered it or briefly covered it or otherwise, but some changes recently on the PulseChain. As a tweet from Richard, wish your pump thing didn't dump hundreds of millions of dollars Solana, volume dying, make some silly coins, Pump.tires. The code just burns PLS doesn't make any fees to dump. Imagine if you made some coins before the entire chain got popular. These subtle hints, these very indirect, subtle, don't know what to do with these type of hints of like, I don't know, it feels to me like the founder is bullish on this ecosystem. It certainly does. So from that, the interesting thing, as far as on the technical side too, that I'm sure all of you, I don't know, some of you have I saw at least one comment of like, can somebody explain this or otherwise? Update here on the technical side. It looks like the coins graduate to PulseX V1 now. So there's 3x more PulseX buy and burn on V2, if I remember correctly. Coins burn PLS until they graduate. PulseX after they graduate. Oh man. Speaking of great systems, good design, full-on fundamentals, I like it a lot. If you're new here, don't know what the difference between PulseX V1 and V2 is. Burn and earn, baby. Burn and earn. I suggest they be renamed that at some point. Maybe they will. Who knows? But so V1. So originally there was one. Just so don't get this confused with the Uniswap version. So PulseX is a fork of PancakeSwap, which is a fork of Uniswap V2. At least PancakeSwap V2 is. So that's totally separate. That's just the AMM that's being used. So versus versus Uniswap V3, and I think there's a PancakeSwap V3 probably at this point too, and V4 that recently come out. It's not like there's this, it's like old technology or anything. It's just think about it as just a different paradigm, different way it works. Asymmetric liquidity, all that stuff too. So for this though, when PulseX first launched, there was a bug or there was a something that we turned into a marketing campaign, basically, that was, oh, there's no fees being earned on PulseX right now. They're just getting the PulseX buy burn is going nuts. Imagine that's amazing. It is amazing. So it turned out to be after that, how it was fixed was we split, the devs split PulseX into two different versions, V1 and V2. You could farm on V1 and earn ink. However, there were no fees being earned. They were getting burned. So supercharged PulseX buy and burn. However, if you want to earn fees, and didn't want to farm because there's no farms launched on V2, you could use V2 just as your standard liquidity providing type deal. So now that you understand that, what happened was with Pump.tires, they were graduating once they if they made it to graduation and they would go on, they would be on PulseX V2. I'm not sure originally why that was even the decision. I'm sure there was some thought put into it. But now, I don't know if they launched new contracts or what. I haven't really dug into that. I thought about it, but it sounds like now they're moving to V1 instead of on V2, which is pretty cool. So yeah, before I get into it too much more, I know, again, this can be a quick stream. I just want to get the chat real quick, though. But now you got kind of a preface, a reason. We'll talk a little bit about why that's interesting and stuff too, hard slow, all that stuff. But let me get the chat real quick before we get this action-packed episode of RHMax.tv. I don't know if I have time to drink the coffee. It's fine. Supercharged anyways with the blockchain. What's up, Fox Modder? How's it going? Hit the likes on the way in. There we go. That's one way to do it. So you don't procrastinate on the way out if you were planning on doing it otherwise. Red Squirrel, oi. How's it going, man? Cryptotoad 83. Cryptoad 83. How's it going, man? Large, let's go. Hexco is looking brighter. It certainly is. Certainly feels pretty good out in Hexco. Shout out to PulseX. Let's see what's right now. Probably. See, I told you it's a person. Where's the blockchain live? Where's the blockchain live? Good times. Urban Productions. Imagine waking up 10 years from now, totally forgetting you had PulseX in a wallet, found out you're a billionaire. I certainly hope so. A lot of people got onboarded the PulseX SAC, and I mean, I don't know about you all, but a lot of people that I may know in real life and otherwise couldn't care less. They probably didn't check their coins unless you told them to check them, and stayed on them about stuff too. So I certainly hope they wake up and like you more than not like you one day. Like, see, all you had to do was forget about it, wake up, and you're rich now. I know nobody can do that, but there'll be a few people, and of course, people wake up and the price already went back down at that point too. There's that too. But anyways, not giving financial advice on this channel or talking about or making predictions. We're just saying hello to the chat real quick. Bobsled, how's it going, man? All right, so let me just pull up PulseX real quick. I'm gonna go real DeFi. That's the website I like. Click X, big, bold, beautiful X there. Which takes you to Exchange, the PulseX Exchange, premier DEX on PulseChain. And if you go over, well, you can see at the top. Actually, I said that, but if you go over to, actually, how can you switch between V1 and V2? Liquidity. So you can see liquidity, V1, V2. And if you go to exchange, okay, I guess they just don't, I guess if you start doing, okay, on the farm, okay, so info, V1, V2, you can see the analytics. If you go to farm, I guess it doesn't even show it. You're just on V2 with farms. Well, if you go add liquidity, it's going to ask you to add liquidity. Yeah, if you go add liquidity, you can pick, between V1 and V2. That's the way it works. Okay. And you can see at the bottom too, on V1, adding V1 liquidity helps burn PulseX. 100% of the swap fees go to buy and burn contract, which pays a 0.1% bounty for those who run it. And V2, by adding V2 liquidity, you earn 0.22% of all trades on the pair proportion to your share of the pool. Fees are added to the pool, accrue in real time, and can be claimed by withdrawing your liquidity. Look how simple and easy that is. Good stuff. So anyways, there's the origin story of V1 and V2 around launch. So it turned out, bugs can turn out to be like, oh, actually, that's a good idea. Let's just do both. And I think it turned out pretty good, actually. So that is the piece on that. So if you're not familiar to, actually, let me go to the original explanation from Richard Hartwin. We'll just do Pump.tires. We should come up with the explanation. And yeah, I also mentioned about the stable coins. If you prefer people launch their coins with native liquidity instead of stablecoin liquidity and toss them to buy native coins like Ethereum, PulseChain instead of stablecoins, then it's handy for them to have an easy sell like Pump.tires to be able to do so. He's talked about pairing the coins to native tokens. Everything he said in the last few weeks has been super bullish to me. So if you're not like bullish on PulseChain, you may never be at this point. Again, if you're not able to come back and be like, I like the things Richards is saying. He seems to be saying things that they indicate he's not giving up, and not again, not that we're expecting anything here, but boy, if some cool new upgrades happened, or if retail did just pile in because they finally figured it out, and we told them about it through all the community work too, I would be super not surprised if 2025 was a good year. Nobody knows, but I would not be shocked. Yeah, so if you see Hart's Law, you might see why coins paired with the native coin of the chain might be nicer than coins paired with stables. So, I think the recent 3x more burn is pretty interesting. So, even in Pump.tires in general, when you're pairing new tokens and stuff with PLS, they could contribute to the demand PLS liquidity. Again, the 1% burn of PLS during the trades. Liquidity strengthening, you can say back and forth, liquidity has been pulled recently. and all that stuff, which again, we could go back to the season of yield piece, but I think the burning piece, the pulse piece, just a lot. I think Pump.tires, honestly, again, I'm not that interested in meme coin factories. But boy, if you had to make a meme coin factory that was good for the core coins, I don't know how you could make it much better than this. You have burning a pulse until it graduates. And you got burning 3 times more burning PulseX after it graduates, because it's going to V1, where things get burned a lot more. Pretty cool. So just trying to look right here too. Yeah, and if you're not sure about how Pump.tires works, so again, you can list tokens, create meme coins, and if they get a bunch of volume and stuff, what is it, like 200 million or something, or liquidity? Yeah, if they reach 200 million PLS worth of liquidity, it can graduate to PulseX, and so it goes from burning. It can graduate from burning Pulse to graduate to burning PulseX. Think about it like that. And bullish, right? So if you're burning, you're moving from supply. So you have the burning a pulse, and then you have the feeding the buy and burn of PulseX, which is really cool. Again, I don't know, like, I know maybe we've just been talking about the buy and burn forever. And I think I keep hearing too, we're one of the few ecosystems that actually like buy and burn's like a thing. And it's like actually people are interested in and see the potential and stuff with it. I think it's pretty cool. So I'll get to chat in just a minute. Again, this can be a quick one, so I'm going to wrap up in a few minutes. But I just wanted to hit some key pieces here. Make sure everyone understands the burning, the buy and burn, the burning of pulse, and yeah, deflation. A lot of people like deflation. Deflation good. A lot of people like that too. Yeah, and it's if you want to increase the value of the core coins, if there were projects that are not based on the core coins, but they increase the value of the core coins literally directly, not by, oh, it might do it, oh, everyone needs to participate, and yeah, the token price has got to go way up, and yeah, then it'll have some, it's got to be good a little bit for the core coins. This isn't some like, I hope it's good for the core coins, or we need to all ape into it to make sure it's going to be good for the core coins. It's got to like, it doesn't have to hit some threshold where it's good for the core coins. This platform directly is good for core coins. Burns Pulse, if it does well enough, it starts buying and burning PulseX type of deal. So pretty cool. So how does PulseX increase in value? I mean, again, buy and burn is one. Speculation is one. The deflation, the supply can't be any more. The fact that, you know, it's got a machine that's pumping it out. It's been designed to make sure that everything is good for it. What's good for the ecosystem, a lot of times is good for it. That's pretty cool. And that's premier DEX. So I don't know. I can't see, again, I wish all the community DEXs the best luck in the world, but I know if we get $1 billion of TVA on PulseX, I don't think that, I don't know. I can't see PulseX going head to head with another DEX or two. I hope so. I mean, that'd be some healthy competition, boy. And hopefully whatever they're doing is good for the core ones too. I like that. So anyways, I like it. Everyone understand? Any questions on that? I tried to cover it pretty quick too, but I just want to make sure you see when Richard when Richard pumps something, when Richard posts something that is, he's been posting a lot of bangers lately. When he posts something and you're like, oh, what does that mean? Maybe now you know, right? Hope so. How's it going, Sugar B? Would price ever reach sacrificial price? You know, there's a lot of people that seem to think it will, and even surpass it. A lot of people seem to think that. We will see, though. we'll see what the market decides. What's going on with Hedron? I don't know. I have not heard anything. We hear from Alex every few months or so, it seems. I definitely know of all the projects that he's mentioned and talked about, and there's a lot of cool stuff that seem to be coming up. No expectations when that happens. But boy, I'm glad we got people like him in the ecosystem. Very, very cool. Very bullish compared to months ago. Plus, at this point, let me know, chat. Do you even feel like the SEC is like, do you even feel that case is even relevant anymore? Like, I know it's for a year and a half, it happened. They were like, oh, SEC thing. And I don't know, for me, I just kind of like, yeah, it's there, but like, it's not, carry on, right? Just, we're going to win. And then it gets dismissed, and it's like, it just feels so far in the past. It feels like it just never happened in a way. Honestly, it's kind of like easy to forget. Like, oh yeah, that was just a thing that we got, that was just the last administration hated crypto thing. And they thought we were an easy target type of deal. They didn't know they were messing with 147 IQ billionaire genius founder guy, Richard Hart. Shout out to Richard Hart, by the way. Yeah, it just seems like, I don't know, it kind of seems like it never happened. Easy to forget, which is probably for the best, right? PulseX, very cool. I just have to go mega long, maybe. PulseX is very cool. I hope everyone, again, yeah, whoever sacked out there and forgot about the bags, when and if we have a glory run, we do hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of X, you never know. And then you got, the phones are ringing off the hook, or the text messages, the group chats are up. Oh my gosh, I told you, you just had to wait 3 years, whatever it was. You have the conversation, the FOMO, the just ability to just be, oh my gosh, this feels so good. I feel so vindicated. And now I made all my friends and family rich, and, just kind of like the Hex feeling, right? I know a lot of people onboarded, friends and family. The joke was around Thanksgiving, right? Like, just don't talk about crypto right now. Just stay away from crypto. A lot of people afraid to onboard because they don't want. I get it. Like, you don't want to be like, yeah, why'd you cost me a bunch of money? Like, why'd you do that? Why'd you tell me to buy this coin? So I try my best not to tell people to buy coins in real life and on the internet. I'd be like, here's what I think. Here's what I believe. Do what you want with the information, and for better or for worse. I'm probably not going to onboard everyone in the world, and I'm not going to make every single person that I interact with rich. But it doesn't need to be that way. Like, I never want to like tell people about stuff they're not interested in, because as soon as I do, first of all, it's not fulfilling for me, because now, like, all right, well, this sucks because I'm having this up. Like, I don't. It's kind of like, I don't have time to convince you. It's like, I don't want to convince you of something you don't want. You have to want it. And some people want things at different point in their lives. Like, they don't, some people, when they're 25, don't want things that when they're 40 or 50, they see the light, right? And vice versa. Sometimes you're like, okay, you want less risk when you're older, for example. I could imagine versus then. And sometimes you actually value privacy and sovereignty, and you actually want to make you want financial freedom after you've worked your job that's not your life's work for a while and stuff too, and played all those games and status and all that stuff too. So I never like to try to convince people who don't want to know, but boy, am I glad that there's a place, because there's a time I didn't know. I mean, there's a time before crypto, before Richard, all this stuff too. There's a time when I was interested in stuff. I was like, yeah, maybe one day it'd be nice to be rich. It'd be nice to have plenty of money, not have to worry about money and stuff like that. But I'll probably figure it out. I don't know when, but something will come along. And boy, did it come along. An ideal, a message, a way to make a contribution. So anyways, onboarding friends, family out there, people people you don't know, they gotta want it. And don't they deserve it more if they do want it and put in the work to figure it out too? There's a case to be made for that, I think. EX is king. Some people do believe that. I don't want to see I don't want to see cheap. Here's my position. I don't want to see cheap X anywhere on Ethereum PulseChain, at least. I'll say that. Asterisk Ethereum PulseChain. I'm less interested in ETH Fair, ETH Win, not ETH Win, ETH W, Bitcoin SV, Bitcoin Cash. You know, there's Hex on Polygon. Is it bridged over from Ethereum? Is that how people were doing cheaper? See, I don't think have I used Polygon before? Is that how people were doing cheaper fees and stuff with Hex before? They were trading, they bridged over to Polygon and then do trade. But then you can't stake on there. Is it just for trading then? I can't remember. Anyways, all RH products will soar. Let's go. Let's go. The major exchanges list PulseChain now have to buy the supply of PulseX and trigger the buy and burn. That is what we hope for, at least. There's a ton of ones that may already have plenty of copies too. If they just go to PulseChain.com, click add to MetaMask, switch your RPC automatically with like 3 clicks. Check your hot wallets, check your cold wallets exchanges. You probably have a ton of value. I did a post earlier about Coinbase. Just one of Coinbase's wallets. I went to gopulse.com/start, gave it the PulseChain or the Coinbase number 10 wallet, and had like $2 million worth of value for P copies and stuff in there. They may have to buy Pulse, for example, and may have to use PulseX to buy other coins that they want to list and have liquidity and stuff for. But a lot of it they may already have, and just either in their own stashes or maybe customer funds. Hey, like this is like one of the most under talked about things I think in the community. There are a ton of exchanges and a ton of people using the exchanges that had coins, that had copy tokens. We could speculate. I'm pretty sure this is a accurate statement. I haven't checked all the exchanges, but I'm pretty sure holding a ton of coins at the fork date in May 2023. And boy, if they just would support it and say, hey, customers, guess what? Here's your free airdrop from the PulseChain thing. They've got a ton of money sitting there, a ton of liquidity. Maybe they want to go provide more liquidity. Maybe they want to dump it, whatever. But is that priced in? That we got a ton of value sitting there from exchanges who literally have customers who can't get access to their PulseChain assets because they just haven't written the code to do it yet. Flip their wallet over to check and add the UI updates and stuff like that. Is that going to happen? Like, I don't know. That'd be pretty cool. Like, it seems obvious that it should happen, but I think we just been beaten down with bad news for so long. We're like, yeah, they're never going to do that. Maybe they will. Maybe they will. Oh, anyways, can't get all the questions. I appreciate you all. I'm going to wrap it up there. Great stuff. PulseChain.com, Hex.com, PulseX.com. That is all I got for you today, community. Scivive 5555. We are out.